There's something out there. I just heard something move. Totally something out there. Right there in that direction. I don't see any eye shine, but I heard it. So I was in the hot tub, guys, and I could hear all kinds of frogs. And I thought, wow, this would be a great night to go out and do a recording and get some frogs. However, I can still hear traffic noise behind me. So that will pollute my recording. So it's only 10:30 right now. So if we God, I don't know if I can make it a couple more hours. There was something over there. I'm assuming it was deer. I'm hoping it was deer. I don't know. I didn't see it. I just heard it. But maybe if I come back out here in a couple hours, all we'll get are the frogs in my recording. Also, when I was in the hot tub, we heard the frogs and then heard an owl. So I was like, that would be the perfect night recording. Some frogs, some crickets, and an owl. So we're gonna come back in a couple hours and see if I can get some nice clean midnight swamp recordings. Whoa, look at that. 28 degrees and sunny. Crazy. I just took the cover off the air conditioning unit. Just a bit of a channel update. I wanted to show you guys, the wife bought me a nice new watch for my birthday. And this is in relation to my stepdad's watch, which was the 1973 Bulova that I looked into getting restored. I couldn't find anybody to do a cleaning and a restoration on it. So I thought, you know what, in honor of him, I'm just going to buy my own new Bulova watch. And I asked for one for my birthday. And 3 people today, I just got it sized today, and 3 different people said, oh man, that's a nice watch. Check this out. I thought it was a nice watch. I'm liking it. I love the colors, the orange and the green. It's not gold, but it is nice. So a little bit of an update on the vehicle situation. Hannah's car, which is the old Mazda 3 here, actually just made me $1,000 because right now they have Mazda days on in Canada. So the wife, I don't know, she rented a car and it was a Mazda CX-90. As you guys know, the PHEV is in the shop. I'm pulling out my hair over that, fighting with them. I went down there today. Today is the 7th day that they've had the vehicle in there. They finally got it in the shop today. It sat there for 6 days, didn't get put in the shop. So I went down and yelled at them yesterday, and then I went back today and said, what's the update? They at least had it in the shop today, but they couldn't tell me what was wrong with it. They're like, we have no clue. We're bringing in a technician from down south to help us. We need help. So at least they were honest with me. The car still has warranty for 3 more years or like another 25,000 kilometers. So I can't get rid of it yet, and I'm not going to, which means the wife has pulled the trigger on me trading in the truck. The truck is 5 this year. So man, time flies. And I did the math and I kind of calculated out, I love my truck. I don't really want to trade it in. But if you look at the math, you know, you pay $56,000 for this truck, you drive it for 10 years, it costs you $5,000 a year to drive it, just in purchase price, not in maintenance or anything like that. So now if I sell it halfway through and I only get half of what it's worth, which is what I'm getting, 25 grand, that's 5 years. I'm still right in the same ballpark. It cost me 5 grand a year to drive the truck. But the way I'm looking at it is the new vehicle is another plug-in hybrid. So right off the hop, you know, we're going to be tons of fuel savings. This truck is very good on fuel, and I'm kind of annoyed that I'm only getting 25 for it. You know what screwed me? I could have got almost $8,000 more for this truck. Do you guys remember that it was in an accident? The front fender on the other side, it was the fender, the hood, and the bumper were replaced. Didn't even break the light on the other side. Okay, $14,000 worth of damage is what they said. Even though there was no structural damage, didn't pop a tire, didn't break a headlight, didn't break the grill on the front, nothing, right? It was all paint is what it was. Oh, we had to paint the hood, we had to put a new fender and paint the fender, and nonsense, $14,000. So when that Carfax return came back and they said, oh, there's $14,000 of damage to this truck, they wouldn't give me any more than that for it on trade-in, and they said, you're going to have a real hard time selling that on your own. Now, whether I am or not, I don't know. Do I have the time and the patience to do it on my own? Probably not. So if I get the 25, which is what I'm getting, fine. Okay, I'm going to trade the truck in. And the wife is getting a new Mazda CX-90 PHEV 2025 GT, so the top of the line. I said this time I'm not allowing her to buy one without the heated steering wheel, the adaptive cruise, and all the other things that are now standard. We could actually get those things standard. But yeah, so it's only like 4 grand more to get the top model. We're doing it. And I'm going to do a new series, which we are going to compare the old car and the new one. So the new one is rated 26 miles for my American friends. On electric, which is going to be very similar to what the Outlander PHEV was. 42 kilometers, 26 miles. They had the same rating, even though the Outlander had a smaller battery. But the CX-90 is a much bigger vehicle, much heavier, and that's why you don't get quite the distance out of it that you should, even though the battery's 17.8 kilowatt hours instead of 14. So we're going to do a new series. We're going to compare some stuff, and I've still got the old Outlander. Once they get that thing back on the road, and I have a suspicion, guys. Here's my suspicion. I think the starter battery is bad in the PHEV. I told them that the first day I brought it in. I said, everybody online is telling me if the starter battery goes bad and it's hooked up to the hybrid drive battery all the time, so it's constantly being charged, it may look like it has a charge, and really it doesn't, right? Because it's connected to the actual lithium batteries. I said, I've read online, and everybody keeps telling me online, that if that battery goes bad, you'll start getting all these weird error codes and EV system codes, and that's exactly what's happening to me. Again, I mentioned to her the first day I brought the car in a month ago when it was there for 6 days. Now it's in for 7. I mentioned it to her again today. I said, did you take the starting battery out and just at least test it? Did those codes go away? Oh yeah, they've tried it. Whether they did or not, I don't know, guys. So the ball is in their court. They've got to figure out what's wrong with that car. I'm getting it back. It's going to be deep cleaned. And sadly, the truck is being traded in. But we're going to be doing a new series, like I said, which could be interesting, just to see what we get for mileage towing with the new one, how long it takes to charge up the system, how far we can go with Gary's no heat rules. If you look at these CX-90s, it's very interesting. It's a completely different system than what the Outlander is, which is a CVT system, constantly variable transmission. There is actually no gears in there, right, with the CVT. The Mazda has gears, and it has 2 clutches. So when you're in gas-powered mode, you're changing gears in the transmission, just like a normal vehicle. And when you're in electric mode, you're changing gears in that transmission, just like a regular vehicle. And right away, I thought, well, that's going to be not as efficient. It can't be. The other thing that can't be as efficient is you've only got 2 options for your braking regenerative system, normal or high. We definitely don't want to use high. What happens there is when you take your foot off the gas pedal, the car starts slowing down. It really slows down. It really engages that engine braking to force more power back through the system and recharge the batteries. But you're always better, as we learned with the Outlander, to coast. The further you can coast, the further you can stretch your mileage. And that's not going to be an option with this Mazda. There is no B1 to 5 braking levels. It's just normal or high. So I did watch a couple videos on it, and guys were actually getting more than what the car was rated, but we're going to do our own tests. It's going to be in kilometers, and it's going to be in Canada weather. And, well, of course, we're going to do a few tests, right? From the summer right to the minus 30. And I'm interested to see if in EV mode, the new car will stay in just battery mode. When you put it, there is a selector. It's Me Drive. So with the Mazdas, you can do sport, EV only, normal, towing, and off-road or something like that. So we're just interested in the EV mode. If we put it in electric vehicle mode, will the engine not run at all? And can we get through our full stored battery before the engine starts? That's super important, because as the Outlander got older, we couldn't do that any longer. And that has to do with the way the batteries are heated. They're heated differently in the Mazda. We'll get into all of that in this new series. For those of you that are interested, I'm super interested. But what's going to happen is the wife's going to be gone with that car all day. She's going to come back at night. I'm going to charge it up, and then we'll be doing some testing in the evening with it. I am actually interested to see, in the 7.5 years since we bought the Outlander, is the new Mazda system even more improved? Is it better? I don't know. Just to note off the start, Mazda only has a 7-year warranty on their batteries. But what I learned owning the Outlander is Gary's expectations were too high. You know, this car can be run in electric mode, but they're not made for that. So all of the 120,000 kilometers that I got in electric mode, that was just bonus. They're not made to do that. So when I, start hammering on this car, I have to realize it's not an electric car. It's a plug-in hybrid, right? So I did very well with it, and I'm keeping it, because if I can get 10 or 12 years out of that car, Kaylee and I are going to share it. She's 16. She's got her driver's license. She's going for her full-on test here in a couple months. Her and I will share it. And it's not going to be in a way that, oh, hey, Dad, I'm taking the car this week. No, you can borrow the car for a couple hours here and there. But I don't think that 16-year-old kids should be given cars to just go do whatever they want. Hannah got her own this beauty right here when she was 18, right? I bought this off my sister. It was 13 years old. Paid $5,000 for it, and Hannah got this when she was 18. She had a couple years driving experience, and I really didn't care. Look at the dents in it, right? We don't care what happens to that. And the actual plan is that Hannah's going to have this for one more year down south when she's away to school. Then she goes overseas to finish her schooling. This may end up coming back to be Kaylee's car anyway. And at that point, I may trade in the Outlander. I'm looking at the full electric Dodge, which is not out yet. It's coming in 2026. We'll get into all of that. But yeah, so that's where we're at vehicle-wise. I think my expectation now is that with the new plug-in hybrid Mazda, you look at this like for the first 5 or 6 years, it's a plug-in. But after that, you have to look at it like it's just a hybrid. And anything you get in terms of extra battery, if you get 20 kilometers per trip, that's bonus. Just look at it like it's a hybrid, and your mindset will be a lot healthier. That's what I learned from the PHEV Outlander experience. Look at that beautiful golden glow. All the new buds are turning into leaves. We are getting into advanced spring. Soon enough, I'm not going to be able to see the neighbor's house, and they're not going to be able to see me getting in the hot tub naked. Although I'm pretty sure I heard Ken whistle the other night. Either that or it was his wife. I don't know, one of the two.